Welcome to Sergio Creativity.
The body and descriptions. We're going to learn how to talk about the body and describe people. In Finnish, the word for the body is keho. Say that for me.
Keho.
Good. Now, in Finnish, to say I have, we don't use a verb like to have. We say at me is. The word for me is minä, but to say at me, we add a little hook, minulla. Then we add the word for is, which is on. So, minulla on. How do you say I have?
Minulla on.
Exactly. Now let's get some body parts. The word for head is pää, like P but with a long a sound, pää. How would you say I have a head?
Minulla on pää.
Perfect. Now the word for nose is nenä. How do you say I have a nose?
Minulla on nenä.
Great. Now let's look at a description. The word for big is iso. How would you say I have a big nose?
Minulla on iso nenä.
Spot on. Now let's talk about someone else. The word for he or she, Finnish uses the same word for both, is hän. Following our logic, if at me is minulla, how do you think we say at him or at her?
Hänellä?
Exactly. You just add the ella hook. So he has or she has is hänellä on. How would you say she has a big head?
Hänellä on iso pää.
Excellent. Now let's look at the word for hair. In Finnish, hair is usually plural because you have many of them. The word is hiukset. Notice that t at the end. That's the plural hook. If we want to say fair or light-colored, we use vaalea. But because hiukset is plural, the adjective also needs a plural hook. It becomes vaaleat. Try to say, he has fair hair.
Hänellä on vaaleat hiukset.
Perfect. Now, what if the hair is curly? The word for curly is kihara. Give it that plural hook for the hair. Kihara, kiharat. Right. Now say, I have curly hair. Minulla on kiharat hiukset. Beautiful. Now let's look at some opposites from our list. We have vanha, which means old, and we have kaunis, which means beautiful. The word for face is kasvot, another plural word. Let's stick to the word for eyes for a moment. Eyes is silmät. How would you say she has beautiful eyes? Remember to hook the adjective.
Hänellä on kauniit silmät.
Excellent. You noticed that kaunis changed to kauniit for the plural. Now let's learn mouth. Mouth is suu. How do you say he has a big mouth? Hänellä on iso suu. Good. Now, what if you want to say someone is tall? The word is pitkä. Pitkä also means long. So if you say she is tall, you say hän on pitkä. Note that we don't say at her is because we aren't talking about something she possesses, but something she is. How do you say he is tall?
Hän on pitkä.
And she has long hair?
Hänellä on pitkät hiukset.
Perfect. You are seeing the difference between hän on and hänellä on. Let's try one more. Tukeva means sturdy or heavyset. Kapea means narrow. Imagine a man with a narrow face. Face is kasvot. How would you say he has a narrow face?
Hänellä on kapeat kasvot.
Fantastic! You've mastered the at me is possession, you're handling plural hooks with t, and you can describe both what someone is and what someone has. You're building the language yourself. Well done!